He just had a lot of maturing to do, but my hat's off to him because every time I've ever turned on the film, I seen a guy that played extremely hard. I seen a team guy. I seen a guy that played linebacker at 280, not because it was best for his career, it was because that's what the team asked. Remember, he won. He was Rookie of the Year. He was ascending. And then they asked him to switch positions because they got a wealth of riches at the defensive line position. They basically got three of the same guys, slightly different, and Leonard Williams and Muhammad Wiggerson. So he was the only guy that was skilled enough to be able to move out and do something different. I think Sheldon Richardson is top 3 defensive tackle in this game. I think only, if you think about guys in that position, I think he's a shade under Aaron Donald. I think he's that talented.
Well, let me ask you, is he going to play to that level this year? I mean, the Jets this season, the expectations are awfully low. They're not expected to be particularly good.
That's when they shock you.
No, I get it, but realistically, Bart, I mean, you look at this team, they don't really have they don't have a quarterback. They don't have a solution. Hackenberg's got to figure it out. Anunwa, I love Quincy Anunwa.
I love Anunwa.
Yeah, Anunwa's great, but is he a number 1 wide receiver? That's what they're asking him to go out there and be this year. They don't have a lot of guys on playmakers on offense. Offensive line is retooling. Defense is retooling.
Since we're on grades, I would give Quincy Anunwa a B-. See?
Yeah, and he's great. I love Anunwa.
He's a number 2, borderline number 1. He reminds me of really, I won't say, I hate when people say poor man's, but he reminds me a lot with his physical attributes of Terrell Owens. He's faster than people think. He's a 4.4.
Right. physical.
He's big. He can block. He can do the dirty work. And now this year is all about seeing what do you have. What do we have and what can we build around? And I've been a part of a building process like this. Like I said, when I came in the league in 2002, the only reason I was able to stay in the league just enough to learn was because the Ravens had purged their roster because of the salary cap era, and guys that went to the expansion draft, guys like Jamie Sharper, Sarah Goose retired.
Right.
You had Rod, Shannon, all those guys that left because they couldn't afford them anymore because they put all that money in. Art wanted to win a championship before his death, so he went all in. They got the championship done, but then they could keep them together for one more year, and it allowed me to be part of the youngest team in NFL history at the time. And I think that's where the Jets are. I think 6-10 would be a great season. 6-10 would be a great season. Unfortunately, that may not get them the quarterback that they so desires, but it would be a win.
Right. Well, that would be a good year, and Bowles.
Great year.
Yeah, it would be because their over/under number is 4.5 out in Las Vegas. If you
man, I might have to bet on that. Can I bet now? No, I'm not in the league. I can bet. I can spend money on gambling.
You can bet whatever you want, Bart. You're out of the league, right? That's exactly right. Once you're out of the league,
screw you, Goodell. I'm doubling down, baby.
But I don't think they're a 4-win team. I think they're probably a 3-win team. Bart, tell me on.
I think they could. Listen, they're going to listen. A lot of people are going to sleep.
You can tell me they're going to surprise people. Tell me the playmaker at quarterback. McCown's not a playmaker. Hackenberg, we've got to see exactly what Christian Hackenberg is going to go out there and be. You can tell me the playmakers on defense, but Bart, you know this better than anybody else. If that defense is on for long stretches during the course of the game, you guys are only human. You guys are going to wear down over the course of a game, over the course of a regular season.
But the thing is they're too stupid to know that they don't know. When you get a bunch of young guys, they're just running around having fun. They don't know that they're not supposed to be good. They don't care that they're not supposed to be good. They're just happy that they have an opportunity to play. Because if they were good, these guys want to get a chance to play. So this is your chance. You said, as athletes, we talk a lot of trash about, we get screwed, we should be doing this. This is your one opportunity because next year, $80 million underneath the cap, they're going to spend a lot of money and they're going to maybe bring in your replacement. But what happens is the guys that were backups are going to have experience, so they're not going to pee down their leg when they get in the game now because they got some type of experience. So now that's how you create that depth. And then these are the guys that when somebody goes down, you don't really get upset. I got my opportunity because Ray Lewis blew his hamstring out. Nobody knew who I was. That team that I was on, the 2000 Ravens, 2000 all the way to about 2006, nobody knew who we were. Nobody had ever heard of Adelius Thomas.
Right.
Kelly Gray.
You got an opportunity to play and you perform.
Yeah, exactly. So, this should be a time I feel like the Jets fans should be excited